Thanks to high accuracy in Dexcom CGM, the system is approved for treatment decisions, which means that you don't need extra finger sticks before you take insulin. Your CGM provides a new glucose value every 5 minutes, also shown as a dot on the screen. The trend graph is basically several glucose values or dots illustrating if the glucose value is stable or moving up or down. The trend arrow is based upon glucose values during the last 15 minutes and show you the rate of rising or falling glucose values. When driving a car, this means the present position of the car, where the car is moving, and how fast the car is moving towards the left or right border, or if it's stable. With CGM, it's important to take into account all 3 keys for treatment decisions. 1. Glucose value. 2. The trend graph. And 3. The trend arrow. Do not take treatment decisions based on the information from the Dexcom G6 if the arrow is missing, if you don't have 3 dots on the trend graph in the last 15 minutes, and if your symptoms do not match the value. If you feel that the value or trend does not match what you expected. In these situations, you should use your ordinary blood glucose meter instead. Before you take a treatment decision, I would like to give you some really good advice. First, when the glucose value is higher than wanted and the trend arrow is pointing up, you might consider taking a corrective dose. Before deciding on your dose, check the dots. Sometimes the last glucose value has already started to level, and it may be better to wait and see or take a smaller dose. By checking the dots before taking a corrective dose, you can reduce the risk of overcorrections, which in turn may cause you a low glucose value later. Second, when the glucose value is low and you have already taken action, for example, taking dextrose, it is best to focus on the dots on the trend graph instead of the arrow. You will then be able to see when the glucose level off and move upwards. This is to avoid overeating when low and then get a high glucose value later. Third, compared to other CGM systems, Dexcom provides a unique feature, the 1-hour trend graph. Check the screen on your smartphone, rotate 90 degrees, press 1 hour, and here it is. With the 1-hour trend graph, it is easier to take a correct decision. The 1-hour trend graph is perfect to use before every decision about a bolus or a correction dose, and when you have added dextrose because of hypoglycemia.